Hi friend, this is CRYSTMOND Global Services. Our today lesson we're taking note on how we can input Slab and how we can run our analysis. So as you can see, this is the project we are working on, and so far we've done how to input column, how to do our beam, wall load, hinge, the structure, and insert story. So our today lesson, I will tell people and I will teach people how we can input Slab and how we can edit our beam. So let's go on. So first of all, we need to edit our beam, because our story 1, which is our foundation, the beam on it will be 300. So we'll go on. Let's start from story 1. This is story 1. So I light all the beam. Click on the first beam. You click on the last beam. Hold your shift button and click on the last beam. So you highlight all the beam. You right click and you go to property. So once you see it that H bot here is 500. So for our DPC beam will be 300. So I'll click on that. Click on column wise edit. I'll change it to 300 for our fan. This is called our DPC beam. So I'll change it to 300. So just wait for some time. You will see all the beam in that story 1 will change. So all the beam in that story 1, they've changed. The width, the depth of the beam has changed to 300. So we'll close it. So we'll go to our first floor. The width, the depth of the beam is 500. So our second floor will be 450, while our roof beam will be 300. So I'll navigate to story 2, which is this. Our story 2 is our depth, the depth of our beam. Property, the depth of beam of our story 2. Let's check the depth of the beam of our story 2. Okay, we'll go to property. Check the depth of the beam of our story 2 is 500, which is okay. So we'll navigate to the next story, which is our story 3. Our story 3. So let's see. So we change the depth of the beam of our story 3. So we change the depth of the beam of our story 3 to 450. Okay. So we change it. We wait. Gradually, it will change automatically. It will change automatically. As you can see, it has changed. So we'll close it and we'll go to our story 4, which is our roof beam. Our story 4, which is our roof beam. Story 4. This is our story 4. Okay. This is our roof beam. So we change the depth to 300. So as you can see, all the beam has highlighted. So we'll go to our property, we'll click on it, edit it, change our roof beam to 300. We'll wait a little bit for a while. Automatically all of them will change. So once we are done with that, so our today class will be how we can insert slab. How we will insert slab to this our structure. So as you can see the whole structure, our slab will be on story 2 and story 3. On story 2 and story 3. So let's navigate to story 2. So we'll navigate to our story 2. Okay. Navigate to story 2. We'll go to our plan. We'll navigate to story 2 and we'll go to our plan. Our slab will only be on story 2 and story 3. So once we've navigated to our story 2, this is the plan view for the story 2. So what we'll do now is we'll click on our slab. This is our slab. We'll click on our slab. So and we'll change some parameters. We'll change some parameters in the slab properties. So the height of our slab is 150. Our concrete cover is 25, which is okay for us. So after we've done that, we'll go to the loading. The loads. The dead load of our slab, we'll take it to 1.4. Our dead load of the structure, they include the self-weight of the structure, such as the wall, the plastering, the ceiling, the beam. That's the dead load. So we'll take it to be 1.4. While our life load, which is also called our imposed load, they include the load of the building. They include the load of the building, which is the furniture, the occupancy, and every other thing. So our life load, right click on that section, you can see the various life load for various buildings. But now we are designing a hotel. So we'll click down and we'll look for hotel. We'll click down, we'll look at it, balcony, hotel and motel. Hotel and motel, domestic use, residential building, hotel and motel. So we'll click on that hotel and motel. So we'll click on it, it will automatically bring out the imposed load. So once you've done that, so you start inserting your slab. So as you can see, I'll start my slab insertion just like this. Just like this. Just like this. You insert the slab around the structure one after the other in each of the panels. Each of the panels. We divide this structure into panels so we can easily insert our slab. And the staircase area and the lift area is not carrying a slab. The slab for the lifts will be at the last floor, which is the roof. So we insert our slab gradually in all the panels. So once we are done inserting our slab, we'll have something like this. So let's go to our 3D and see how it looks like. Let's navigate to our 3D and see how it looks like. Okay, as you can see it, this is the slab. This is how it looks like. So the next thing we'll do now is to navigate to our story 3. So we can also insert the slab for our story 3. So we'll go to our story 3. We'll go to our plan view for the story 3. And also do the same procedure. Click on our slab. Since we've already changed the parameter, so it still remains. So also insert the slab for our story 3. The same procedure we use in inserting slab in our story 2, That's the same procedure we are also using to insert the slab for story 3. So just like this, we insert the slab around in all the panels. So once we are done inserting the slab, let's go to the 3D and view how the slab looks like from our 3D. Okay, as you can see, we have successfully inserted all the slabs for this building and for this structure. So the next thing we'll do now is to save the project. So right click on save project before we can run our analysis. We need to first of all save the project before we can run our analysis. So save the project like this before we can run our analysis. So far as the project is saving, this is where we'll stop for today. Our next class or our next lesson will be on how to run our analysis, how to edit our bars, and how to edit our bars. So that will be our next class. So we'll stop for now for today. Have a lovely day, and once automatically we are done with saving the project, so we'll stop here for today. Our next class, I will take you people how to run analysis.